The Raiders. Do you buy John Gruden when he says we're pretty much done?
I really don't. Mainly because he said, yeah, I don't anticipate any more trades. But then he said, I didn't anticipate the last one either. And you're like, well, okay, but what does that actually mean?
It means nothing.
So I guess they're probably not looking to make any more trades, and I would think they know the market at this point, what it would probably be. But you never know. Like Carl Joseph is on the trade block. Let's say someone loses starting safety, system fits. All of a sudden they get the trade price they want. Then they could do a trade. Derek Carr is probably not getting traded, but maybe Bruce Irvin is. I would say the Raiders certainly could do another trade, even if it would end up surprising John Gruden.
All right, the Giants have traded Damon Harrison and traded Eli Apple. You and I discussed this on Up to the Minute on NFL Network a couple of days ago. Eli has a no-trade clause. Is there a trade that Eli would agree to, and would they even consider going down that road?
I don't think so. And I don't see why he would. Like he's not going to go to a contending team. And obviously his team is bad, but, there's something to be said for finishing your career in the same place. And the reality is you only get a no-trade clause if you want to do that. Would he waive it to go play for the Rams? Like, I guess he probably would. But those trades are not happening, so it would be apply to the Jaguars, which are not going to do it. And where else? So no, I think similar to last year, I think that's kind of much ado about nothing, although kind of fun to kick around regardless.
You mentioned Sam Bradford. What about like Tyrod Taylor or Ryan Fitzpatrick, those veteran quarterbacks? Any interest in those guys?
Yeah, Tyrod I wondered about with the Jaguars, but do they want to pay $8 million for a starter who, was not playing well and then got, benched after an injury?
And they beat last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is they've seen a firsthand look of him not being good. So, why? Like that's the problem. They've seen Bortles play good. They've invested so much in him. They're already paying him. So why would that make sense? And then Fitzpatrick, again, like absent a quarterback injury, I don't see where he would end up going. I really don't.
Right now, backing up Jameis Winston, by the way, Ryan Griffin is the answer to who's third on the Buccaneers quarterback depth chart. We were talking about this yesterday, and you said, and I'll just make it easy for you here, that you don't think the Bills are going to trade LeSean McCoy. Now, he's in concussion protocol now. Don't know if he clears and gets on the field Monday, but he has an extra day. They play the Patriots on ESPN. He's 30, Ian. Like, why wouldn't the Bills be actively trying to trade him?
Well, the way it's been explained to me is, yes, obviously he is 30 years old, but he's looked good. He's been really good in the locker room. They believe he's going to be on the team next year. And, we can laugh about that all you want, but we've seen teams turn it around from one year to the next. In football, probably more so than any other sport. Same thing with Patrick Peterson. Why would the Cardinals trade Patrick Peterson when if they're good next year, he's going to help be part of the solution? So they believe Shady's going to be on the team next year. And if that's the case, then, look, maybe you get a second rounder or something, you probably trade him. I think they would probably do that
Sure.
as any team. But I just don't think that's happening, so I don't think he's going anywhere.
And most teams wouldn't give up a second-round pick for a 30-year-old running back. And I'm not trying to be an ageist here. I'm 44, but Frank Gore is an anomaly, what we saw last night.
Wow.
Yeah, how old do you think I was?
Younger. Sheesh.
Really? Well, thanks, pal. Yeah, I just had a birthday. I'm officially old. This is Ian Rapoport, our NFL Network insider. I want to go back to Patrick Peterson because he had released a statement on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm frustrated, but I'm here. Now, you reported last Thursday on the network that you had spoken to Michael Bidwill. He's not getting traded. You were adamant about that. You quoted Bidwill. Yeah. This wasn't like a deep conversation. He had a quote. He's not getting traded, basically.
He said not happening.
Not happening. Did Patrick Peterson have to issue that? Did he issue that statement only because he wanted out and they told him forget about it? And so he just said, I guess I got to put this to bed because they're not going to do what I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there was also conversations where I think they tried to kind of assuage him and, let him understand that things were going to be a little different going forward and, some discussion of some improvement. There was definitely conversations. I just think, it was very clear the whole time he was not getting traded. I know there was interest. I know his cousin was out there tweeting about teams that he wanted to play for. He was never getting traded. So the only way to get in front of it for him was to meet with the owner and then embrace the reality, which is that he's going to be there going forward.
Was his desire to leave in any way a reflection of the mood in the locker room under new head coach Steve Wilks?
I have not heard that. I mean, I know Peterson is frustrated, but I have not heard that about other players. I mean, obviously they're losing, so not like everyone's running around doing jumping jacks or whatever. But I have not heard specifically anything about the coach. I mean, there's, that team's got some issues. I mean, they got a lot of first rounders that are not on the field. They got old real quick. They have a lot of problems. So, I have not heard specifically any players say that it's the coaching staff, for sure.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.